Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students of class 8 and 9th. I welcome you in my lecture number 15 of unit number 3. Dear students, as you know, I am giving you lectures on kinds of verbs. I taught you modal auxiliary verb, then I taught you in my previous lecture regular and irregular verb, then we did the exercise of page 32, and then after that in my previous last lecture I taught you transitive and intransitive verb. I gave you detail of transitive verb and intransitive verb, their difference between these two kinds, and now today is the turn of doing exercise D of page number 32. But before doing that exercise, let me give you again for your review, I'm going to give you the definition of transitive verb. A transitive verb is one that is applied with an object. An object will be a noun phrase, or a pronoun. For example, I love Pakistan. I told you that is subject, that is verb, and that is Pakistan is an object, and that object is a noun. Similarly, in second example, I gave you example of he admires your courage. He is subject, admire is verb, your courage is object, and that object is actually that is the group of words, so that is noun phrase. Okay. Third is they invite me. They subject, invite is verb, and that is me. Me is object, and object here it is pronoun. All those verbs which are having their objects in the sentences, they are called transitive verb. They are called transitive verbs. They are called transitive verbs. An important point for that is these transitive verbs can be converted from active into passive voice. Like we can change the active sentences into passive voice if the verb is transitive. I love Pakistan. Pakistan is loved by me. He admires your courage. Your courage is admired by him. They invite me. I am invited by them. Okay, that is all about transitive verb. Now, intransitive verb, definition of intransitive verb is an intransitive verb does not have an object, and that is noun, noun phrase, or pronoun. I give the example. For example, the baby was crying. The baby is subject, was crying is verb, and there is no object. So that verb is intransitive. Snow fell yesterday. Snow is subject, fell is a verb, and yesterday is not the object, that is adverb of time. Then we failed, we subject, failed is verb, and no object is here. Then she is sleeping, she is subject, is sleeping is verb, no object. So all these highlighted verbs are called intransitive verb because they are not ending on object, they are not having, they don't require object here. An important point for this is that such sentences which intransitive verbs cannot be converted into passive voice. Now let's see the exercise of page number 32. Exercise is decide whether the verbs in color are transitive or intransitive. Sentence number 1 is she was crying all day long. She, subject, was crying, verb, all day long. Now you will think that this is object. No, this is not at all an object. That is adverbial phrase of time, because it is phrase because this is the group of words. It is showing time and it is related to all day long, that is related to that verb. So that is called adverbial phrase of time. So that adverbial phrase of time, adverbial phrase of place, and adverbial phrase of manner, they don't make the thing object. Object is always noun or noun phrase or pronoun. Okay, so that's why was crying is which verb? That is intransitive verb. Okay, second sentence is we showed her the photo album. We is here subject, showed that is verb, her is object, and the photo album is also object. That is indirect object and that is direct object. The reason is that we showed, what we showed? The photo album. So our verb is connect, like that is speaking about that object. That's why this is direct object, this is indirect object. So objects, the discussion is about object. Object is there, so that's why that is transitive verb. Clear? Third is the doctor advised me to exercise regularly. The doctor is subject, advised is verb, me is pronoun, so that is object. To exercise regularly, that is to exercise regularly, that is a phrase. Okay, the doctor advised me. Now our statement is completed till here, subject, verb, and object, because the doctor advised me. Whom doctor advised? Me. So that means object here, that is pronoun. So when object is there, the verb is considered as transitive. So here transitive. Next is it was raining at that time. It was raining at that time. It subject, was raining main verb, at that time. Again this is showing time, that is adverbial phrase of time. At that time, this is not an object. Okay, so that's why that is called, that's why this is not an object. So this verb is intransitive verb. After this, she laughed at the joke. She subject, laughed is again verb, at the joke, that is again not an object. Because when one important thing is that when you find prepositions, so after prepositions you cannot assume the thing as an object. Okay, she laughed at the joke. At the joke is a prepositional phrase, and at that time this is also prepositional phrase, because the definition of prepositional phrase is that it starts with preposition, ends on noun. It starts with preposition, it ends on noun. So if only noun is there, then we can say that these are objects. But if your whole phrase, this is the group, this is a phrase, this is the group of words, this is phrase, and these phrases are starting with at, and at is preposition, that's why this is not the group, that group is not called object. So in this, was raining, that is intransitive verb, and she laughed, there it is also an intransitive verb. Clear? Dear student, this was all about your kinds of verbs, their definitions. There I gave you comprehensive teaching on them, and then we did exercises, and I hope that you people have understood properly. Right now here it is written about regular and irregular verb. The definition is there according to the book. Definition of regular and irregular verb is a verb following the normal pattern inflection is called irregular verb. For example, reach, reached, reached. Reach is base form, reached is this is past form, this is past participle form, and they spelling, like when we change the form, we do not change the spelling, we make addition of ed. So that's why such verbs are called regular verbs. Irregular verbs, a verb that does not follow the normal pattern of inflection is called irregular verb. For example, go, went, gone. Like base form is goes, and past form is went, and past participle form is gone, and all the three forms of the verb are having different spelling. So that's why such situation of the verb, form of the verb and spelling is called irregular verb. Okay, transitive, intransitive. Transitive verb is that verb which, a transitive verb is one that is used with an object, for example a noun phrase or pronoun. For example, I admire your courage. I is subject, admire is verb, and your courage is noun phrase. That's why admire is a transitive verb. Intransitive verb, an intransitive verb that which does not have any object. For example, the baby was crying. The baby subject, was crying is verb, and this verb is not having any object. That's why that verb is called intransitive verb. Okay, dear students, thank you very much. I have completed, alhamdulillah, unit number 3, and now inshallah I'll see you in my lecture number 4, and that is about your poem. I'll teach you that poem is the daffodils. Inshallah, I'll see you in next video. Thank you very much. Allah bless you.